You see, when you invest into animals, like your dogs, they hear the sound of your car, they hunt, they come around, like your goats, your whatever, and they don't have reason like human beings. And you invest in machines and all that. You build homes, and all that. The difference between that and investment into human is that humans have reasons. They have wills. And they can get frustrated with you. But the downside of it is, if you invest in machines, you must invest in the human beings that will manage the machines. If you invest in homes, you must invest in human beings that will manage the homes. So at the end, there's no way you can circumvent the process of investment into humanity. And like I said, this is the way to ensure longevity in ministry. Some people today most of us are still carrying on the ministry of Paul by reason of the things he has written down. So you see, he has invested in Timothy and told him to get some faithful people who will invest in others. If you continue like these, faithful people, he will have his own 4th generation and 5th generation, and your ministry continues. You have to invest in people. You have to run your organization, whether it's church, whether it's business or whatever, with the eye of the future when I'm no longer here. When I'm no longer here. And then you begin to find, I will show you some, ways you can start that process. The question is always, what if you don't have someone like Timothy? But I will show you some things we can do along the way. And, unfortunately, as humans, unlike tangible materials, you find that they have intellect, they have emotions, and sometimes they hurt because they are frail, we are full of faults and all that. So you find them even fighting against you. You're trying to better people's lives, and those people will turn to fight you. Sometimes the reason they do that is because they don't know what you are saying. They don't understand. And to mature. So when you're investing in people, you are seeing the big picture, and they are wondering why you are forcing them to, why are you pushing us? You are pushing us too hard. You are asking us to do this. It's not, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? But the truth is, because they are not yet seeing the big picture. Do you understand what I'm saying now? And so, they respond to our leadership sometimes, their response sometimes to our leadership could cause us pains because it appears as if we're wasting time. These people are not responding well. And then at the same time, because there are no alternatives to human development, you must decide whether you cave into the pressure of disappointment or you will just go for the eternal purpose and bear the risk. One of the signs or one of the evidence of good leadership, parenting, one of the qualities you have to develop is the quality to manage pains. And then if you think very deeply, chances are that you remember you call your parents on pains too. You did some things that hurt them. And so you need to then grow to the point where you say, well, these children are not getting it now, or the people I'm investing in now are not getting it. And I want them to get it. But before they get it, you need to endure with the process. You need to endure with them. And sometimes you say, how long will I say this to you? How long, I've said it over. Look, I'm getting tired now. That could be, you see, when you get tired to throw off your staff, you are losing investment. Let me give you an illustration. Imagine Jesus throwing away the most rash talking disciple, Peter. How are we going to enjoy that day of Pentecost message and 3,000 conversion? It was IBM that had, there was a time they invested about 500,000 or so to train a particular executive. And the first decision he made after that cost them a couple of millions. And they went to the CEO, they said, sir, you have to fire this guy. You have to fire this guy. He's just cost us all this business. And he said to them, fire him? You just spent 500,000. They lost 500,000 on a deal. And so he was supposed to make certain deal. Then he made a mistake. They lost that money. And then the other, managers went to the CEO and said, you have to fire him now. He said, the guy you just spent 500,000 to train, he will never repeat this mistake anymore. Now he said, if you fire him, our competitor will hire him, and what he learned here is what he's going to use there. Richard Branson did something. He took a photograph. He was going around. The guy is just in his own world. Going around in the office, management member walking about, and he saw one of his staff sleeping. He took his photograph. What CEOs will do is to fire him. He said, he now advertised, he used that for advertisement. He says, here our staff work so hard to serve you. Every little minute they quickly catch a nap. He converted what ought to be negative to say that these people work so hard, they hardly have time to sleep at home, and if they have break time, they take a nap. Do you see the way you invert certain problems? So you're going to see people having challenges, difficulties with your training while you are training them. So you have to make up your mind. A greater dimension. So, sometimes we feel the pain of investing into people, they're not getting it. They also feel the pain that you are putting too much pressure on them. And some of the people that walk around me, I usually say to them, I'm not a slave driver, but I push hard. But if you can follow it, you'll be independent very quickly, and you'll be a good leader. And some of those people, you are even talking to them. I was talking to somebody recently, and the person was even started keeping malice with me. So, and I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And he said, well, I answered this question. I don't know why you brought it again. And I said, I'm sorry. Actually, I was asking for your benefit. There are reasons why I wanted to clear this ABs, but sorry, you are not interested. He said, okay, no, tell me the reason. Okay, I'm sorry for behaving like that. I said, no. This person is feeling the pain of my pressure. I'm feeling the pain of, why don't you get it? Why don't you know I'm for your good? You see what training does to people. So they think you are pushing them too hard, and then you think they are not getting the message. And they need to get it in order to help you, advance the cause. And therefore, your job is to show them, continue to pursue the big picture, allow them to go through the process, and then see what you can do for them to come into the point of maturity. Now, that